Hello everyone, this is Tim, and I'm going to try to catch up with the RPGaDay real quick in sort of like a quick-fire sort of fashion. So let's get started here if I can find the link. Okay, question 10. Where do you go for RPG reviews? I check out mostly the OSR blogs and all the YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to. Talking about games is really good. Questing Beast is really good for flip-through reviews, and just regular RPG Brigade members are, they have like RPG reviews kind of scattered throughout their, their back catalog, I guess, of videos. Occasionally I'll fall into a rabbit hole and see what reviews are up on RPGNet, or just, I'll do a Google search and find out that way. Question 11 for day 11. Which dead game would you like to see reborn? And I think that it's more of settings for me, I think. So I would go with Birthright, maybe using the system from A Song of Ice and Fire with a few more tweaks, maybe a little bit more complexity. Day 12, which RPG has the most inspiring interior art? And I think for me, that's actually AD&D First Edition Monster Manual. I know some people kind of poke fun at the black and white art, and I don't know, it's just very evocative, and I always find myself going back again and again to see the art in there. I think because it seems like it's the most easy to emulate as an amateur artist myself, and I know other people have commented on that it looks kind of amateur, and I think I kind of love it because of that. It looks like you yourself could draw these monsters, with a little bit of talent and practice. So that's it. Day 13. Describe a game experience that changed how you play. I was unsure how to react when a player got up in the middle of a session because they were upset. They were upset at another player and nothing that I had done. But I remember asking while everyone was around if they wanted to continue, and they said yes. But in hindsight, I think I should have just stopped the game, pulled them aside, talked to them. So I'm real kind of cautious about, how people are reacting to the things that I describe. So I kind of go into dark fantasy horror kind of stuff. So I think it just changed the way of me watching the players and seeing how they react to things. And if I go too far, I want to kind of reel it back or stop the game and make sure that, I'm not doing any sort of like psychological harm, or like I said, if there's players going at each other, I want to make sure that stops. Basically just stopping like bullying behavior and so forth, name calling, whatever, and just bad behavior in general. So I guess it just made me be more of a referee in a way, or just trying to don't worry so much about taking a break because it's going to ruin the atmosphere or something, because the players are more important. Day 14. Which RPG do you prefer for open-ended campaign play? And I think for this, any sort of like D&D, fantasy, retro clone, etc. is good. Whenever I try to play more specific things or modern things or different genres, it doesn't seem to last as well for me. Maybe that's just a quirk with me, but yeah, I think like D&D fantasy is the best for open-ended play. And I'm going to try to do that with 5th edition at my monthly gaming club coming up. 15. Which RPG do you enjoy adapting the most? And for me, I'm a constant rules tinkerer. I could probably say any RPG. I think for every game I've run, I've always at least had one house rule, or or I've incorporated multiple optional rules, or just rules from other systems that other systems or other subsystems that I think are better than the one I'm using now. Currently, whatever I'm running. For instance, I used the Savage Worlds initiative in a White Wolf game, and some players kind of like looked at me weird. I was like, well, I don't know, I just wanted to try it out and see how it worked, and it really just replaced the D10 plus, was it Wisdom, and I don't remember. I forget how to do initiative in White Wolf, but that's just an example. Which RPG do you enjoy using as is? This is day 16. I guess it kind of goes back to me being a rules tinkerer, and I like to bend and even break games sometimes, to the point where people are like, why didn't you just play another game? So that's just who I am. I don't know. I tend to make Franken-monsters and rules light games that cobble things together. I'm like Blackie the Blackball, who likes to mix parts of different systems together, and like 1 to 5 pages of rules, and then just go with that and see what happens. The only thing I don't do that with is like magic systems. So I like to try to just take that whole, I guess it's kind of like a magic subsystem, right in from one game or the game I'm using, you know, it's like the chassis of a car, and just kind of add on after that. I just don't do magic systems well from scratch. Day 17, which RPG have you owned the longest and not played? That would be Spelljammer for AD&D 2nd Edition. A friend of mine gave me a whole bunch of stuff for Spelljammer, and it's just been sitting on my shelf gathering dust. I've thought about giving it to other people, but it's such a quirky setting that I just, you know, I'm like a setting first GM and player, and I like the idea of it, even though it's kind of gonzo and weird and kind of humorous and comical. So it'll probably just be on my shelves for a long time. I don't know if I'll ever get to run it. If my local gaming convention comes back, GaspCon in Pittsburgh, then I'm going to try to run it there, I think, for at least for a one-shot. Day 18, the game that I have played the most over, you know, my entire, you know, back since like 91 or 92. I can't remember when I first started. I think out of everything, it's either Rollmaster Standard System or D&D 3rd/3.5 that I've played the most of. I spent a good chunk of time with those two games. All right, everyone, that's it for me today. I will try to continue with RPGaDay. I've just been struggling with like some depression stuff and anxiety stuff, and it's just busy in the summer. So, all right, I'll talk to everyone later.